Hi, this is Zero and this is What If Deku was Iron Man. Part Part 7. And so we left over, Izuku came first, Bakugo came second, I think so. I didn't watch that. Yeah, whatever. I just watched it, sorry guys, I kind of don't remember which one got what. So after the sport festival, Naruto and, Momo and Shoto are lying down and relaxing in Naruto's house. And so Naruto gets a call from All Might that do you wanna go to the island? No, the technology island. I completely forgot its name, damn it. Just a sec. Yeah, Iceland. Yeah, I think so that's how you pronounce this thing. Iceland. Yeah, I think so, yeah. That's how you pronounce it. He will tell, Izuku, do you wanna come here? Naruto would say okay because Naruto knows that Shoto and he, uh, what was Momo was going. They asked him about it. He told them that he is going with All Might after he cancelled the call with All Might. So both of them would nod and it was gonna say, so we'll meet you there. Both of them will kiss Izuku's cheeks and they will leave to go to their home to get ready for to go to the Island. And so in the morning, about 5, Naruto gets up, trains, does his usual stuff, goes outside. After about 5 hours or 3, All Might is there to pick him up so they can leave. So Naruto goes with All Might. They still takes the private jet, go to the Island. Everything goes the same except for Izuku gets out of there. Zuko is impressed, not that much by the technology there is because to him the technology is quite, weak in his eyes, not that high tech of a technology. He really wants to, see Momo and, Shoto so he can go on a date with them and then Militia Shield would come and hug All Might while Naruto was, looking the way he will look at All Might and then he will look at Militia Shield, he will say, wow, she is hot. Well then, All Might and Melissa have their the same thing, and then Melissa will look at Izuku and say, "Oh, hello, I'm Melissa Shield." Now they will grab Melissa's hand and kiss the hand and say, "Hi, I'm Izuku Midoriya." She will blush. Okay. Okay. All Might looks at Izuku. All Might says, "Don't." All Might thinks in his. Doesn't he already have two? Does he want more? And so yes, Melissa Shield will be joining the part with Naruto and Momo and Shoto. Now there is 4 people in the group. And so Naruto and Melissa will be talking. Melissa can kind of see that Naruto is not that impressed with the technology that she's showing him, around while they're going towards her father's office. She doesn't get it, but she doesn't, pry too much into it. Everyone have their own, stuff. And Naruto is not wearing his hero costume. He's just wearing, the black bag. And that's marked. I don't know which one. That's marked 7. The bag what Naruto is wearing. No, what Izuku is wearing right now because it's much more highly advanced than his previous one, and it's kind of enhanced with vibranium. Not too much, but enough that bullets and explosions won't be doing shit to it. It's basically a vibranium suit. No adamantium, just pure vibranium. That's why he calls it Mark 10 or Mark 7. Yeah, Mark 7 sounds more cool. His suit is made up of purely vibranium. It's more high tech, more powerful. And so basically Naruto goes with All Might Melissa to go to her father's office. They goes there, All Might and just a sec. All Might and David Shield still has their bro intro because they're bros for life, best friends and so forth. That happens. And so Naruto meets uh, pretty much David Shield. Naruto says, "Oh, hello." David says, "Oh, you are Izuku Midoriya. Pleasure to meet you." Naruto says, "Oh, it's the same." Let's just say Naruto says that in pretty you know enthusiasm way because Melissa Shield and David Shield just thinks that he's not a tech guy, so he doesn't know them that well. They don't mind that much because several other people that come on Island are not tech people. And so then Melissa offers Naruto to show him around. Naruto says, "Of course." And so Naruto would go with Melissa. And when Naruto leaves, and David asks, "So he's not a tech guy, is he?" All Might just laughs so hard. He says, "What?" David says. All Might says, "He's not impressed by you or your technology. His technology is much more advanced." David like, "What do you mean we have the most advanced technology?" All Might would show him his watch, press it, and a hologram would appear. Complete hologram. I mean, pure high-tech hologram. And his watch is quite small. It's almost like a bracelet. Now this shocked David. But how? How can? Then All Might says he is a creation cork, and his technology is so high-tech that you won't even believe it. I'm pretty sure he is smarter than Melissa and you combine, and this will shock David a lot. So that's why he was unimpressed because our technology could not rival his own. And if you are worried about him being not impressed, he's usually stone face, just stone face. It's very hard for someone to impress him. That's just how he is. So Naruto and Melissa are talking. Melissa is telling him about different things that what she did in the original. But this time, Izuku is not, being a coward and, laughing awkwardly. He's just nodding to her. She can see that he's not impressed by, the technology she has. So you're not a tech guy. Naruto says, "No, I am a tech guy, but..." Oh crap, I said Naruto. Damn it. I just made but Naruto was half Senju and half Uchiha, so yeah, damn it. Izuku pretty much tells her, "No, I'm just not impressed with your technology." She's like, "What do you mean not impressed? Who has more higher technology than on than this island?" "Oh, I do. You see the backpack I'm carrying? It's a highly weaponizable, armor suit. With this, I can power this entire island forever. I mean, forever." She said, "Okay, I don't believe it." Naruto says, "Okay, don't." Naruto then starts flirting with her. Then Momo and Shota comes in, and they say, "Izuku?" And all the girls are with them as well. They're kind of shocked, like they say, "Is Izuku is gonna get yelled at?" I say, "Oh, hi Momo. Shota, you made it." And they say, "Yes, we have." Both of them grab, Izuku's arm, and then Naruto say, "Can you introduce me? This is Melissa Shield. Melissa Shield, meet Momoyasu Rozu and Shota Todoroki." Then Momo and, Shoto and Melissa start to talk with each other. Melissa can kind of see that they are clinging to him. Then she asks, "So, are you one of you his girlfriend?" Both of them say, "Oh, both of us are." I was like, okay. Then Naruto pretty much comes behind them, and so will you be, as well, Melissa. He looks at Melissa saying that, and he says that pretty calmly, like, yeah, it's usual thing for me. Momo and Shota just sigh. Damn it. And they know that Naruto won't stop. Oh crap! Shit! Sorry, so sorry. Izuku has a habit of getting what he wants. If he wants her, he will get her. So they know that she will be joining them. So they just grab Melissa's hand and takes her away. Melissa thinks that they will yell at her and say that that's our man. But to supplies of Melissa herself, her surprise, Melissa says, let's get to know each other because I'm pretty sure you will be joining our little group. She said, you mean I will be also dating Izuku? Because she's not against it, because Izuku is of a 6 feet strong person and quite hot. So they were like, yeah, pretty much. I'm pretty sure he won't stop until he gets you. He gets sometime like this. He has a habit of getting what he wants. I kind of get confused that Momo and Shoto and Melissa spends hours together being almost besties. And so they told her how Izuku is. Izuku pretty much likes a lot of things, doesn't like a lot of things even. Then while they're sitting at the same place where they meet Denki and other stuff, while they're working, all three of them are sitting there. Then Naruto would come and Naruto would say, so Melissa, how would you like to join the Avenger Initiative? Melissa has been told about Avenger Initiative by Momo and Shoto, because they knew that Izuku probably wants her to join the Avenger Initiative. And then she will look down and say, I don't have any quirk. I'm just someone who's smart, but I really wanted to be a hero. But Izuku would simply say, I know that you don't have a quirk. I'm asking you, do you want to join the Avenger Initiative? Be part of something bigger, better. And if it's about power, I can give you power beyond comprehension. She will be confused, but then Denki would come. They're like, oh, Izuku, what are you doing here? He's going to say, the same goes for you. I assume you're working here. Looking at Denki, Denki would say, yeah, pretty much. Then Izuku and Denki would talk. Denki and Minato are pretty much looking at all three of them. They're sitting with Izuku. They pretty much kind of can guess that how she's looking at Izuku, and how pretty much both the girls are like best friends. She will be joining Izuku's ashram. And so they are jealous, but they know they can't do anything or even try anything, because Izuku will break them without any hesitation or so. And so they will meet Katsuki as well. Katsuki will come sit with Izuku, and so will Kaminari. They will talk about how their training is going and so forth, because they will keep on training always. And so Melissa told them about the party that they are having. Naruto would say, of course we all will go. And so how about it, Melissa? You will be joining the Avenger Initiative. Melissa, it's not supposed to be a secret. Izuku would say, oh, both of them are in it, pointing towards Kaminari. Oh no, Bakugo and Kurashima. Kaminari isn't there at all. And so Melissa would say, okay. Izuku would nod, and then Izuku would walk away. And so then it comes the party. Izuku is wearing all black suit. Momo's wearing the same thing. Shoto is wearing a purple dress, and what was her name again? Melissa is wearing the same thing. And so now says, okay, all three of you look ravishing. All three of them just kind of blush, like how smooth this guy is. And then others come as well. Then alarm goes off. When the alarm goes off, Naruto was still flirting with them. Naruto stopped flirting, and his eyes went cold, pure cold, and his attitude changed completely. Melissa, is that supposed to happen? She will say no. he will look at a Momo. Momo would understand, and she will create a laptop for him. He will plug the laptop in the wall, the socket that there was, and start to type, and then they will able to access the security feed. No, scratch that. That never happens. They still decide to go upstairs, and so Izuku looks at the team. Listen to me, class 1A, we have a job to do. Our job is to go and free the heroes if we can't eliminate the threat. Do you understand that? And the entire class instantly went complete serious. They'll say yes sir. In this kind of shocked Melissa, because she didn't knew how different Izuku can be when it comes to it. And so they will start to walk towards the wall. What's her name? Melissa would simply state that it's pretty hard to break. Naruto would easily punch through it and say, we are going to that place. Kaminari take care of anything. If something comes, shock it. Enough that it can't move ever again. Kaminari would just go because he knows Izuku has no empathy towards villains. And then few people with guns would come, but Izuku is not there anymore. He's already behind them. He kick once in the leg, breaking it, and grabs one's arm and breaks it again, and grabs their guns and shoots them in their head, instantaneously killing them. He would say, Momo, I need suppressors. He would throw the guns. Momo would create weapons for Izuku, a gun with suppressors, and Melissa is in shock and horror that Izuku killed someone, and she looks back at the class. The class is not, except for Katsuki, Koroshima, Momo, and Shoto. They are okay with it. Their faces hasn't been enough shock, but other class is kind of weirded out. Okay, it says move. We will be going. We need to pick up the pace. The class would nod and leave. Now, Melissa was so short that she couldn't move. Momo grabbed her and says, come on, Melissa, it's okay. Izuku can be sometimes cold. Melissa is shocked, but she just nods and follows them. They still reaches the place where they can see what's going downstairs. And Izuku would simply, pull the two straps of his bag and pulls them forward. And then the black, the bag Izuku was still wearing, the black and gold bag would start to change into his suit. It's not as high tech as his original nano suit, but it's made up of vibranium, so it's a lot more high tech than usual things. And the suit will come up, and so you weren't joking, were you? But he did answer that he just flew up and flew downwards directly, and as soon as Izuku did, the glass broke, and Izuku is there behind All Might. Izuku simply, makes a fist up, and a light blade comes, and Izuku slashes downwards, and the light blade cuts, All Might's straps. Then several of the villain, takes hostages. Izuku looks at them for a second, and then shoulder pads pop out, and few small things come out and hit all the villain in their head, and all the villains falls off. And then the main leader starts to run outside as fast as he can, and All Might, Izuku says, All Might take care of things here. Izuku simply bursts off with high speeds, flying towards the villain. The villain is trying his best to run away, and the heroes are in shock. Like, what? Few heroes, All Might, releases. They asked All Might, who was that? All Might would say, that was someone that has no empathy towards villain, but he is actually a hero. Then, a ladder would drop from the sky, and, class 1A would come down. Kasuga would say, so what are our orders? One look at them and say, just don't do what he does. Class 1A would nod, and then one hero would say, girl, is that an actual gun? She would say, yes it is. Oh, I have a creation quirk, so I created one for because Izuku told her to. Like, Izuku, you mean the Izuku? Melissa was also there. She was like, what do you mean the Izuku? You mean the Izuku who came first in the sports festival easily. She'd be like, yeah, that's kind of, our class rep. And several of the heroes knows what actually happened at the UA rescue mission, that someone, killed the villains, and his name was Izuku, and he pretty much has permission to kill because, uh, Nezu and All Might didn't do anything to him at all. They just nodded and, took care of things under the rug. Not even police itself, cared about it. So it's like, so that's him, huh? All Might say, yeah. Then All Might would, take out all the villains that were there. They will go out, take out the villain, while Izuku is, using pretty high speeds to run towards the person. The person would try, bounding Izuku by, throwing some chains and using metal around him to bind Izuku, but it just doesn't work. He can easily cut through it because, as I said, he's made of vibranium. So he thinks it's a suit. So this guy runs up to Izuku to try to touch him, and he succeeds. Then he, makes his fist completely tight to, crush Izuku, but it didn't work. It's like, what? Izuku will state, oh, it's vibranium. He will fire a pulse beam on that guy's, left leg, destroying his kneecap completely, making him fall and, yell in agony while he tries to use, his muscle enhancer cloak to pretty much punch Izuku and, do something. Well, Izuku is dragging him back to, where they were, and everyone can hear the screams of the person. Momo just starts creating bandages, and, she like, what did he do to him? Shoro says pretty much something that enough to make him, give him immense pain, but not enough to, kill him. Probably. Then Izuku would come out, and, a bloody trail behind him with, guy who's, picking him up. Izuku's picking, dragging that guy with his hair, and his left leg is pretty much, giving off a trail of blood, and his muscles are so big, and he's trying his best to, hit Izuku's armor, but it's not working. Izuku looks at him and says, if you punch me again, I'm gonna rip your arm off, I swear. The guy just, stops punching Izuku. Then Momo comes towards the guy, starts to, bandage his left leg that won't be able to ever move again. The guy is pretty much traumatized by the incident, that the pain that he went through. He's crying like a baby. Mainly he was punching Izuku to, let him go because his leg hurted a lot. So yeah, heroes are shocked, and then the armor starts to disappear, goes back into his bag, and then, Dave realizes why pretty much Izuku was not impressed by their technology. And what you call David did cancel, the raid of the villains after, he checked All Might and his injury was completely healed. He asked about it to All Might. All Might said, I just gained a different power, so I gained a healing factor that completely healed me. David would not what he would say, but your core is getting, lower. All Might would say, oh, that's because, I, use so much energy to heal. It will take some time to rebuild. Dave would nod enough that he will cancel the raid, but, his assistant will keep it up. Then his assistant will, have a weird idea of getting, that thing. He will take the gun, one of the guns from the villains, and, take, what was her name again? Melissa hostage. And he'll say, give me the machine or I will kill her. I was planning to, I've been told them to do it, so I can be be looked as I was hostage, not all that. Is saying that, and her father is kind of shocked. So he says to his partner, let her go, she didn't do anything. Izuku says, Momo throws Izuku a gun. Izuku grabs it, aims towards the guy, and shoots the guy in the head, killing him instantaneously. And all the people, guessed there were heroes. They are shocked, like how fast his reaction time was. And so Izuku says, annoyance. And then, the police guy came, that's friend of All Might. He looks at Izuku. He says, Izuku. He says, oh, hi, been a while. All Might, All Might's police friend put his hand forward. Izuku just gives him the gun. He just sighs at him. Why can't you be normal? I am normal. Your emotions, you don't feel anything after killing, do you? Nope. That is part of my quirk. You say, I know that's the only reason you can do anything you want. And basically, because I am the most, pretty much, I am the one who's supplying Japanese police with much high-tech weapons. So yeah. We'll say, yeah, I know about your deal and the defense minister of, the Japan and US and other stuff. But still, you need to, cool down on, your killing part. He would say, fine, I'll try my best. I'll make a weapon that just knocks people out. He would say, thank you, because it's really hard to, cover these things up. And he could just sigh, okay, fine. So this time, that big epic battle never happened because Izuku took care of it too fast and much more brutal fashion. And so, yeah. Then, Momo, Shoto, and Melissa and Izuku are sitting in her room alone. She's shocked. She's looking at Izuku with unbelievable eyes. Why did you kill them? You didn't have to. Izuku gives her the same explanation he did to, All Might. She understands that. Then Izuku says, so do you want to come with me to join the Avenger Initiative? She would say yes. Izuku, just, he said that while, making his hand forward. So Melissa grabbed his hand. He just pulled Melissa in and kissed, Melissa for about a minute. Melissa was shocked, like, Melissa was, brain going from short circuit because that was pretty much her first kiss. And so Momo and Shoto gets jealous. Momo grabs, Izuku, they kiss, and then Shoto kiss as well. Shoto is not the jealous type, but she did it because both of them were doing it. Izuku said, okay, fine. Melissa, you asked your father that if you want to be a hero, you can come to, UA. I'm pretty sure I can get you in much, sport course and hero course at the same time, and give you powers to, deal with. She was like, what? Then she was like, how? Powers, how? Then Izuku will tell her about, the Extremus and, the Super Soldiers, I will say that I will give you Extremus because since you don't have a quirk, I will give you an Extremus. It will, increase your healing capabilities and all that. Grants you control over fire and something. She will nod, she's quite happy, but then Izuku would say, you have to train a lot first. She's like, okay, I get it. So yeah. Then Melissa talked to her father about this. Then All Might talked to, Dave to let her come. He's a good person at heart, trust me. And so he just sighs and says, okay, Melissa, you can go with him. And he pretty much, looks at Izuku and says, protect my daughter. He will say, of course I will. And so Melissa, Shoto and Momo and Izuku and All Might takes the private jet back. And so Melissa took her backpack because Izuku told her that she will be living with him. And so then they go to the airport. All Might drops them to Izuku's home. Now this shocked Melissa because, as I said, the walls are so big. The walls itself shocked Melissa. When she got to the home, the view was breathtaking. And so Izuku says, Melissa, take a shower and rest up. I'm gonna sleep as well, I have jet lag. And so Izuku, Momo and Shoto will, sleep in one room while, Melissa will also come and say, so can I sleep with you guys? Izuku would smile and say, come on. Then all four of them would, cuddle each other and sleep. This was the best sleep Melissa ever had. They just slept. They were too tired and jet lagged. The next morning, all of them took showers differently, of course. And pretty much, Ezuko took Melissa to the lab and gave her Extremus. And so when Melissa came out of the capsule, the same capsule that Izuku uses to give the super soldier serum, she feels a lot more stronger naturally. Then Izuku takes her to the training unit, the white room, and then Jarvis comes out with the robot. Now Jarvis is an artificial robot. Izuku says this robot will train you how to use your quirk properly and other stuff. She will not, because they had a week off from the school. And so Izuku, after telling that to pretty much Melissa, Izuku would go and call Principal Nezu. Principal Nezu says, "Is that about the girl named Melissa?" Izuku says, "Yeah." So Principal Nezu and Izuku would nod. And so now Melissa is part of the hero class 1A. And so the next morning, Izuku, Melissa, and Momo and Shoto, because Momo and Shoto were training on their own different rooms, because they have their different room to train. Shoto trains in a room where it's a lot more hotter, so she can train her eyes. Then she changes the temperature to cold, where she can train her fire. Momo trains how to make different weapons, decrease the time of making weapons, and increasing her strength. And while Melissa trains with Jarvis, Bakugo and Katsuki stayed at their home training, lifting weights to increase their power. Yeah. The next morning, class 1A can see that the girl named Melissa is now in a hero course. They're not that much surprised, because they know Izuku can do things that other kids can't do. So yeah, pretty much that happens. And then Aizawa comes in and tell them that they will be going on a training spree tomorrow morning. They will leave, and so be ready. So yeah, I will do that in next video that I will be posting a little bit late. I can see that this video is short. I will post the next video about in 2 or 3 hours maybe, or maybe 4. I don't know how much time it will take, but yeah, I will post another Iron Man video. But if Deku was Iron Man, this one is short because I don't want to go into that in this video as well, because I know I won't be able to complete it in the 40 hours mark, because already 33 minutes has passed. So yeah, like and subscribe.